Hey. Yes, I'm just chilling. I'm listening to some country and western music. So, what can I say? I like country. I'm sorry. Don't hate me for it. Okay, so I thought today, on this beautiful rainy day in Paris, I would make a little video because I like this. Good song. It's a good song. It's a great song. I thought one of the things that that's really valuable is taking a meet and greet call and transforming it, if you will, into a discovery call. Now, that might sound obvious, but the thing for me is that so often when we encounter new opportunities, obviously coming in as new leads, new potential. I like this bit. Each side is sorrow. Yeah, there's a lot of optimism in some of these country songs. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that a lot of these meet and greet calls where everyone turns up and says, "Hi, my name is and this is what I do, and now company does this, and that company does that." It ends up being like 30 minutes of everyone getting off a call saying, "Wow, that was great, but what do we do now?" Right? And then, what we do? We schedule another meeting, right? So isn't that frustrating? So it's, I think, a really simple and easy way to demonstrate the value that you want to bring to your clients or potential clients, and also make the whole thing a little bit more interesting, dare I say it. So how does one transform a meet and greet into a discovery call, you might ask, or not? Maybe you do. Anyway, I'm going to show you. So I thought, rather than trying to organize like everyone's agenda and get someone on to actually talk this through and do a sort of role play, I set up a kind of a fake role play, if you will. Anyway, so let's pretend. Okay, work with me here. Let's pretend we've invited some guests. Oh, here they are. They've just turned up. Are you ready? Okay, so we're going to let them in, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their project. Here we go.
Hey Heath, I want our show to be about a unicorn called Eugene. When she turns 12, she learns that she has been born to fulfill a great destiny. She must recover the magical mace of magnanimous girth and return it to the unicorn people.
Oh, and it should be a comedy aimed at 6 to 11-year-old children.
Of course it should. It's a cartoon. No, so as you can see, yes, these are AI avatars. But anyway, I thought, well, that's a, kind of a good example of like the kind of things you might talk about on a discovery call. So we found they have a project, right? And they want to develop a comedy. They want to develop a comedy a cartoon series aimed at 6 to 11-year-old kids. And it has a backstory, et cetera, et cetera. So while I'm listening to this, because I'm trying to ask questions to stimulate the conversation, and then as it gets going, I want to make sure I'm capturing all that. And so how do I capture it? Well, here's a little template that I prepare for my discovery calls. So I want to be capturing as much information as possible, and so obviously up, in the top left, I have just simple information about what's the name of the show, what's the date we're doing this, because I think it's good to track time. Who were the participants? So what team was on the call? And also, some of the sort of source material brief, if you will. So for example, if the folks that are on the call, they sent us through some material to read or to have a look through before the call, obviously we want to have done that. But I think also to then, break it out and share it on something like this, where they can see that there's been some preparation, there's been some work done on this. That's really important. And the other thing is that, again, we want to demonstrate that we're listening, we care, obviously, and we want to be of service. We want to help here, right? So one of the best ways, I think, to demonstrate that is to do some prep, show that you've thought it through, list in all the things you know coming in. Also, list in all the things you wonder. Like, what am I wondering about? So there's lots of things that I'm wondering about on this. Graphic style, some, even if we're not being commissioned to handle story, it's good to have like some points of clarity if you really need them. Have those questions ready. So like, what does success look like for them is an obvious one, but it's an important question to ask. There's no mention of villains. Is there a villain in this thing or not? And who's the target, for this presentation? Because depending on what you're being commissioned to do, in this particular case, we're assuming we're being commissioned to create some kind of sales tools. We want to know what the target is, who we're targeting, broadcaster or funding partners or whatever. So we want to know that kind of stuff going in. And then of course we're building, we're kind of targeting the correct audience, obviously. So we're learning a lot of things, but this is just the beginning of the call. I haven't shared this board yet with our participants, and they're still talking. So I don't want to get into it too much detail. So I think someone else was trying to say something there, and I may have cut them off. Sorry. Would you like to add something else?
And did I mention I love Lord of the Rings?
No, you didn't. But hey, what? Look, you know what? I have something. I was thinking that might be part of the reference for this show. So I listed a whole bunch of reference down here on this little template. See, so if I'm going to share my screen right now, I can show you caller number 3. So here you can see that here's some kind of reference that, there's the comedy of and heart of Steven Universe and that sort of blended family side of things. There's the kind of friendship of the Breakfast Club and the sort of rebellious act. I think that the heart and the humor of Billy Elliot, the sort of mentor-mentee of Karate Kid, and then of course Lord of the Rings. So we've captured all this information as we're going through this call, and we're noting it down, right? So again, we're not sharing the screen yet. We're just doing this as we go. And then the other thing is, I like to try and figure out, okay, what is the promise of a show, and what is at the center of the show? Is it with its characters or the world itself, or a brand, or character relationships, or whatever it is. And so I kind of do this kind of mind mappy thing, I guess, where I try to put something at the center and then look at all the things that are rotating around it, right? So we try to get a sense of of what's most important for our clients. And again, what elements will give them the best result from the work we're about to do. So I think that's super important, because this is obviously a big adventure show that obviously has a unicorn at the center, but it also focuses on a quest for destiny, right?
I thought unicorns were meant to be all sparkles and rainbows.
Yeah, but they're not just that. They're also warriors and curious, passionate individuals. So especially Eugene, our main character. So anyway, so that's an interesting way to sort of capture all the information you might start to sort of pull out of a discovery call versus just a meet and greet. So again, these things can get, this is just a little example, but these things can get really quite complex, and there can be a lot of information in there. And the other great thing is it's a really easy way to hand off to other team members. So you can start to build your plan for where we go next. You can put, if there are moments of concern or conflict, you can put this in the parking lot for later. And then also you can put any notes that you want to share with the team or any red flags you see that we might want to be aware of. So yeah, just a great way to capture information for your team, to share with your potential clients or established clients how much you really care and what you're really trying to do for their project and help them succeed. Really great tool, and especially if you're doing Zoom calls or Teams calls. I think there's a sort of a wow moment the first time you share this stuff. I think it really surprises people, and in a really nice way, there's a sense of these folks care, and they've really already put some work in. So it's again, like I said, it's a low effort, high impact kind of technique for really getting folks engaged and already starting the conversation before you're even really engaged without sort of over committing. So yeah, try and turn your next meet and greet into a discovery call. It's totally worth it, really. And also, it's kind of fun when people get into it. So I hope that was useful, and thanks so much for joining. Okay, bye.
Ha 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 ha. Hee hee ha ha.